morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here today, and I usually attend and speak for Safety for Sea events, but this is a golden opportunity for me to talk also for a GREEN4SEA event. Let me tell you from the beginning that my presentation will not make you wiser. Approximately, you are going to see the same things as previous speaker said. Nevertheless, I'm going to touch upon on what Mr. Kakalis mentioned about the human factor, human elements. And I will tell you that I have a long experience within both the seaborne industry, as I'm a master mariner with 15 years on board vessels, and also a long, let's say, career within the insurance sector, having worked for both hull and machinery insurers, and currently I'm working for the UK P&I Club. So without further ado, anyway, I will not stay, as I told you before, in each slide. Everything has been already mentioned, the way there, what we're expecting. Just to add that what others said before me is, okay, EU ETS is here, and I'm pretty much sure that other nations will impose local regulations as far as this is concerned, because it's a very nice money-making machine. So apart from IMO initiatives, we have very many non-IMO initiatives. Again, I'm not going to stay on CII, EXI, EDI. Those are things that have been already mentioned, and I'm pretty much sure that not only the majority, all of you are accustomed, you are aware about those things. So, technology readiness. As a captain, I'm not an academic. I'm not working for an organization that makes regulations. I'm not a regulator, but I have been on the end that we had to operate those things. And what can I say about that? It's nice to discuss technology and to discuss fuels and whatever here in this room, or in another laboratory, or in the university, or in a nice IMO conference room with somebody playing the guitar. And it's another hand for us, for the seafarers, because I still consider myself a seafarer, to be on board and try to keep up with all these new things. I will elaborate more later on. So, okay, let's retrofitting. It's too busy. I'm not going to stay here because I have ship owners that are friends of mine. I understand that, again, at the end of the day, is for them to put the hand in the pocket. Nobody actually thinks of them, the economic thing. Ship owners have ships to make money. This is the truth, okay? And everybody knows that, and everybody wants something to cut from them. Keep that in mind. Alternative fuels, too many of them, with pros and cons, each one. I have my own ideas. Actually, I worked with biofuels back in 2004, trading off the States, and I would say that whenever we changed chief engineer, the performance of the ship changed. And so that means that comes again to the people that actually run the vessels, to their experience, to their knowledge, to their training. You have to appreciate that if you take a today's chief engineer and put him on board a ship, burning ammonia, let's say, it's gonna be very tough for him. So you may have at the end, a vessel built, let's say in 2026, delivered 2026, and you have a chief engineer for 20 years. You send him for training somewhere to deal with ammonia, and then you put him on board to take your ship from A to B. Is he ready? I will tell you that we've been dealing with heavy fuel oil since, I don't know, late 30s, 20s, when we changed from coal, let's say, even before that. But still, 2024, we still see hull and machinery claims, we still see crankshaft being damaged, we still see fuel oil, normal fuel oil, not being processed the way it has to be. And we have 150 years, 100 years experience on that. Imagine now this guy coming from Greece having to deal with ammonia or name the fuel. EU ETS, yes, we are afraid about EU ETS as an industry, and frankly, I cannot understand why. It's only on monetary terms, unfortunately, and to be, pragmatic once again, everything will be moved to consumers, unfortunately to us. I'm talking about money, monetary terms. EU ETS has been here, for the aviation industry, for ashore industry in Europe for years. And unfortunately, it came, but it had to come as a uniform thing to our industry as well. Carbon capture, previous speakers mentioned that, is an intermediate solution, is expensive. So once again, the most important thing about decarbonization, unfortunately, are the economic consequences, both to the ship owners, but also because everything, as I told you before, will be passed to the consumers. Everything is going to be more expensive. We can feel it nowadays. Okay, it's not only the war in Ukraine or, people that they want to make money. Those are the first steps of what is coming in the not so far future for us as consumers. So going a bit to the insurance part, to defense part, and let's say to contracts, in the charter parties, okay, there are going to be CII charter party clause, there's going to be a BIMCO ETS clause, sanctions, everything is going to be there. We are learning along with what we are doing now. And of course, lawyers will make money. What to do? This is life. But all these are coming and we are getting used to it. Risks, to my humble opinion, the most important risk is on board the ship, how we will deal with that. And you know what? And also, as mentioned before, the operators, the port engineers, the superintendent engineers, the port captains, how they will advise those people on board to deal with potential problems. And of course, imagine, yes, certain Northern European countries, they do have the infrastructure, the bunkering stations, the knowledge, the engineers, etc. But most of the commodities do not come or go to those countries. As mentioned before, 75% of the world fleet, I would say, are bulk carriers, tramps. What they do, they load iron ore from Indonesia, taking it to China or something like that. So first of all, they do not call Europe, so they don't have EU ETS problems. We're talking about a call per year. But on the other hand, if you are equipped with the most modern equipment, you burn the best fuel, are you sure that you're going to be fueled in Lome? I have a vessel now calling in Lome, in Tongo. So you believe that Lome will have the infrastructure to provide your good vessel with the best possible fuel? And sorry for my Tongolese friends, even Greece, I will talk about Greece. Are we ready here in Greece? Certainly not. We're not in Narvik or in Stockholm or in Copenhagen or in any nice north place in the world. We have to be pragmatic. And our talk here is what to do at the end of the day. We have, as an industry, and I'm talking now to the Union of Ship Owners, not Greek ship owners, in general, worldwide, to try to show to regulators, all those problems. At the end, it's going to be, Europe, US, Australia, some other countries, will be zero, in 10 years, 15 years will be carbon neutral, and then the rest of the world will not. And, is economic, is culture, is politics. So all those things are not being taken into account to my humble opinion, you know, as I told you before, it's nice to sit here, exchange ideas, and then we regulate. We regulate an industry that can be regulated. We have proven in the past that we can be regulated, that we can deal with everything. 2020, shocks, I mean, we dealt with it. Not many incidents, you know, we're expecting calamities and catastrophes, but at the end of the day, we did it, okay? But those things are a bit more complicated. Before I give the floor to Apostolos, I would like again to point out the need for us to educate our people, both on board and ashore, and to see, you know, when a ship owner makes the feasibility study on what to do with his or her new build, is also to see what kind of people, mainly on board, but from the office, will run this ship. Okay, you cannot have a World War II pilot, okay, navigating a space bus. They're both pilots, They know the principles of flying, and then that's it. So we have to start from now, and we all know that our industry lacks now, as we are talking, as we are speaking, 50,000 officers globally trained to take our ships. So this will be massive in the next 10 years. We will need trained, skilled officers for the new fuels, for the new technology, to have the ability to run smart ships, and of course people in the office. So my advice to you is try now to find the best talent, train it, educate it, and then have it run your companies. Thank you.